Today, I want to update the world on our efforts to prevent Iran from acquiring a nuclear weapon. The Iran deal is defective at its core. I am announcing today that the United States will withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal.
Donald Trump has made front-page headlines again. This time it's not his immigration policy, not the Stormy Daniels scandal, nor the somewhat amusing exchange he's had with Mr. Kim over the past few months. It's the Iran nuclear deal. It was an agreement reached by the US, other world powers, and Iran on Iran's nuclear program during 2015. The international community suspected Iran was developing nuclear weapons, and to prevent this, it was agreed that Iran would give up most of its enriched uranium, cap enrichment at 3%, and to reduce its number of centrifuges in exchange for economic sanctions to be lifted. And now Trump has withdrawn the US from the deal, citing reasons that the structure of the agreement was rotten and decaying, that it was a poorly negotiated, one-sided deal that did not bring calm nor peace, nor did it halt Iran's nuclear ambition. The withdrawal occurred on 8th of May, which was fairly recently. This incident affects most of the world because of the potential for war to erupt as a consequence. Much of the international community sees this as bad news because Iran is no longer restricted in its nuclear capabilities. And having ignited fierce debates on the internet, how have media organizations presented this to the public? The right versus the left. Breitbart is notorious for its far-right stance and often untrustworthy news, seen as being pro-Trump. After all, Steve Bannon was Trump's former chief strategist. Despite this, the Trump quotes given in articles published by Breitbart on the matter are truthful and in compliance with the speech transcript. With quotes, however, newspapers are free to interpret it however they want. For example, it used to quote, "This was a horrible one-sided deal that should have never, ever been made. It didn't bring calm, it didn't bring peace, and it never will." The effect of this is evident in the comments. Trump supporters come to news websites synonymous with their ideologies and stances, such that there is no criticism, only praise and support phrased as unbiased evidence for their key figure, and an open discussion section mostly filled with those sharing similar beliefs, thus making it an echo chamber. Echo chamber. An echo chamber is a metaphorical description of a situation in which beliefs are amplified or reinforced by communication and repetition inside a closed system. The article "Trump supporters elated as President ends Iran nuclear deal" is published as an article despite it not really having any value. Its use of evidence from prominent Trump supporters and the use of emotive language makes the article more like a piece of propaganda. Propaganda is information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote a political cause or point of view, and often achieved by presenting facts selectively. We saw propaganda in previous news articles, and in this one, by selectively including tweets from high-profile members of society, who, coincidentally, are also supporters of Trump. It is indirectly promoting and praising the Trump presidency, and also saying that the withdrawal was a good decision made on Trump's part. One day after the withdrawal decision, Fox News published an article titled, "What's Next for Iran Nuclear Deal After Trump Ditches Accord?" The content was surprisingly less biased than Breitbart, as can be seen from efforts to highlight the consequences of the decision, but perhaps this could be explained by the Associated Press's contribution to the report. In addition, Fox News' comments on reimposed sanctions can be verified with this website, the National Treasury of the United States, and was found to be true. However, despite all the positives mentioned, this article is a prediction based on fact, using quotes from Donald Trump and Iranian President Hassan Rouhani, but nevertheless a prediction, and therefore doesn't fit in the definition of news. And what about the left? The Huffington Post's article titled "Trump's Iran Deal is a Victory for Russia" is in stark contrast compared to Breitbart articles on the same subject. It inflicts negative connotations with the Iran deal, and the title is misleading. The article says it's likely to help Vladimir Putin, while the title says it's a win for Russia. It borders the boundary between misleading and clickbaiting. This implies the Huffington Post is against right-wing ideologies. Clickbait. Clickbait is a headline designed to make readers want to click on a hyperlink, especially when the link leads to content of dubious value or interest. It is a tactic commonly employed by many websites today to increase traffic to their websites. So there you have it, the right and the left and even the neutral. Reuters, for example, has a brilliantly worded article with no bias at all. Regardless of political ideologies, most news and media organizations employ tactics to get their points across, sometimes subtly, other times forcefully. Facts are manipulated and selectively presented to instill political ideologies into the public, and that's why keeping a neutral view is important if one does not want to be tricked. Sadly, Donald Trump can stay in his echo chamber. There is no hope anyway.